Murdaugh admits lies in new response to fraud lawsuit regarding housekeeper's death. According to Netflix Life, approximately 1 month before Gloria Satterfield died on the Moselle property, Alex took out commercial insurance and then collected the insurance claim related to her death. And no autopsy was conducted. Alex pushed the insurance company to settle the claim, threatening to sue for bad faith if they refused to pay policy limits. Instead of compensating Gloria's sons for her death, Alex used the money for his own personal use. He paid off his car and loan payments and wrote checks to other people. Hello, True Crime Stories podcast family. Welcome back. Did Alex plan, plot, and stage Gloria Satterfield's death? Alex could have started plotting Gloria's death at the same time he took out the insurance policy, 1 month before her death, and if she fell over the dogs, did Alex let the dogs out on purpose before he left? Bland and Richter said they'd recovered about $7.5 million for the Satterfields through settlements from other parties sued in connection to Gloria's death. That total does not include the $4.3 million from Alex that was approved by the court. Alex is now changing his story, saying that he lied about what happened to Gloria because he doesn't want to pay the insurance company $4.3 million and pay the Satterfields $4.3 million. Alex is trying to get out of the $4.3 million judgment he promised to pay the Satterfields. Now Alex is saying that he lied about the fall and shouldn't have given the Satterfields a judgment because there was no claim to begin with. At the time of Gloria's death, Alex lied by saying she wasn't at his home to work the day she fell. Rather, she was there to pick up something so he could avoid a workers' compensation injury claim and settlement. Maggie claims she was at home when she heard the commotion and came outside. Paul is also heard on the phone as the two tell dispatch that the housekeeper had fallen and wasn't moving. According to Eric Bland, it was Alex who shared the account of Satterfield's injuries, blaming his dogs for causing the fall. Neither Maggie nor Paul mentioned dogs causing the fall. Eric Bland tweeted, "Seems there is buzz because liar Alex now says he allegedly made up the story that Gloria Satterfield didn't fall down Moselle stairs by his dogs. Since when did Alex become the modicum of honesty and credibility?"
Murdaugh took all of that insurance company's money. The Satterfields never got a dime. Maybe he and his own legal team should watch what they're saying.
What money could Nautilus ask back from the Satterfields? They didn't get any money from Nautilus. So it's all just smoke and mirrors. But at the end of the day, maybe Harpootlian and Griffin should sue themselves because they need to look at their own dollars and really make a determination. Were those clean dollars we received, or were those stolen dollars?
Now, Murdaugh also says in that document that he acted alone and that it was not a conspiracy of any sort between former Palmetto State CEO Russell Laffitte or
Foundation for people living in Hampton County.
Gloria Satterfield's family reached a multi-million-dollar settlement after Murdaugh confessed to stealing from them. Now they're using some of that money to give back to Gloria's community during a holiday she loved.
This day is about Gloria, the good that Gloria was, the person she was, the great person she was.
Thursday, family, friends, and the attorneys representing the Satterfield estate gathered for an exciting announcement.
The family wanted to give back to people just like Gloria.
The new Gloria Gifts Foundation will ensure Hampton County families in need have gifts under their Christmas trees.
Christmas was such an important time for Gloria. She loved Christmas.
The family is making an initial investment of $55,000. The Bland & Richter law firm is contributing $20,000. They're promising this will not be a for-profit organization.
Over 95% of the donations are going to go directly to the recipients. This is not going to be a foundation where 80% of it's taken for administration and hiring different people and doing outings. All of it is going to be on our time, our dime.
At the end of the day, they hope all of this will help redefine Satterfield's legacy.
She was so much more than just a housekeeper for the Murdaughs.
Gloria will not be remembered as a victim who fell down a flight of steps and then was taken advantage of by some ill-intentioned opportunist. It is the hope of the Satterfields and the Harriets that Gloria's love for Hampton County and its people will define her legacy through this foundation.
And you can track all the new developments in the Murdaugh mystery, plus everything we've learned so far on our website, WJCL.com. You'll find a timeline tracing this story all the way back to 2015.
On the day of the shooting incident, Alex's lawyer lied for him and threw everyone off by telling the media that Alex was airlifted to a hospital in Charleston, when he was really airlifted to a hospital in Georgia. Alex planned this whole incident and plotted on Cousin Eddie. I believe after Alex was fired, reality really hit, that he couldn't get away with his crimes anymore, and people weren't going to protect him. So he came up with a plot to frame Cousin Eddie and clear his name for the deaths of Maggie and Paul. Alex chose Cousin Eddie to make it look like Maggie and Paul's deaths were drug-related, a possible hit by a drug dealer, and Cousin Eddie was after the whole family and responsible for the deaths of Maggie and Paul. Alex knew Cousin Eddie wasn't going to take his life. Alex was the cousin that was looking out for him and financing his pill habit since he got hurt on his job. Cousin Eddie is not perfect, but he is responsible for saving Alex's life. If he didn't take Alex's gun, would Alex still be alive today? If Alex would have succeeded with his plan, he wouldn't have to face his victims. Uncle Eddie's charges should be dropped, since most of the evidence is based on Alex's lies. This is Uncle Eddie's side of the story.
He's been addicted, to opioids for 20 years, and Smith is his drug dealer. Now, Smith tells his side of the story for the first time this morning to Nikki Batiste. It's a 48 Hours interview.
Nope, I didn't know.
You've been called the hillbilly hitman.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel?
I laugh at it. I really do.
Curtis Smith says it was September 4th when his friend, South Carolina attorney Alex Murdaugh, called claiming he needed help. Smith says Murdaugh was like a brother to him, so he didn't think twice before heading to meet him. When Smith arrived on a stretch of road, he says Murdaugh emerged from his car holding a gun.
He's down there like this. He said, "Yeah, you got to take care of this." I said, "Well, I can't do it." And he told me he turned his head. I just grabbed his arm, put it behind his head, took the gun from him.
Smith claims during that struggle, the gun went off. Then he disposed of the weapon.
Yeah, you want me to
make it look like it?
Ain't happening.
Of course, Curtis is like anybody else. Are you insane? What are you doing?
Johnny McCoy is Smith's lawyer.
Made sure he couldn't. And no crime. No crime.
If I hadn't took the gun, I don't know what he would have done. That simple.
After the struggle, Smith says he ran off and went home.
How were you feeling as this was happening, as you're driving away?
Mad, scared, all at one time.
No crime was committed.
Yeah.
Right. Some people would think, well, he tried to call
someone. Is that
someone.
a crime? Attempted
No, I
suicide?
guess, or he called 911. Some people think call 911 because it's...
But the gun got taken out of his hand. Why on earth would you call the police, let alone on Alex Murdaugh, when nothing... What are you going to say? Hey, this guy was suicidal.
But Murdaugh's original version of the events was much different from
I believe
Smith.
Cousin Eddie's story, but Alex said after he got fired from the law firm, he gave his brother Randy his pills because he planned on going to rehab. So he called Cousin Eddie to bring him some more pills, but he changed his mind. He didn't want pills. He wanted Cousin Eddie to off him because he was in a bad place mentally, and that seemed like the best thing to do. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.